Something that people were talking about yesterday, and the Rays are extraordinary. I saw a stat that they are now 20-0 in games where they score first. They score first, the game is over. They have not lost a game. And they've got some flashy players, and Wander Franco yesterday, their shortstop, routine ground ball, flips it to himself, flips it glove hand to throwing hand in what looked pretty cool in slow motion. And we have arrived now, because I see the Orioles have like some sort of beer funnel for home runs in their dugout. The Nationals, who don't hit home runs, have founding father wigs. The Angels are using some hat with antlers to celebrate in the dugout. This young people have taken over baseball to allow more flashiness than has been allowed before.
I'm actually curious to hear Dave's thoughts on the Brave celebration that got the old kibosh because New Era didn't like the oversized hat. Would it have all been corrected if they just put a New Era logo on the oversized hat?
So I recognize, having been here now for 2 weeks, how busy you are, and I sympathize with that because it's beyond belief the amount of content you guys do. I did a long segment on this on Nothing Personal. I want to explain. I'll just summarize it briefly to tell you that the problem is New Era would not approve it. So even doing New Era on it, and they control all of the caps, so they just called MLB. MLB took the heat for it. I wasn't happy with how that went down because we could have cut a deal with New Era to make that go away because it brought negative attention, where it's just trying to be fun. All the teams, the Padres with the piñata, I'm in for all of that. What I don't like is when someone hits a home run down 7 runs in the ninth, and they celebrate it as so they're only down 6 runs as though everything's great. We would talk to the players and say, don't do that. And they said, well, wait a minute. We're celebrating a home run. We want to celebrate the greatness of this and how good it is for arbitration and free agency. And it would always piss us off so badly. But in a tight game, I want the celebration.
What about what Franco did?
He got spoken to so fast after the game that he could not get to his locker.
I'm not anti-fun. I'm not anti that play because it's like I'm anti-fun. It's just a dumb thing to do. Like, what are you doing there? Like,
you are showing up the other team. You are risking not getting the out. And don't tell me that Wander Franco knew the speed of the hitter.
That's my point. It's like, if we're going to have fun, if you're confident, do whatever you want. But it's just, it seemed like a risky move.
But whether it is, you guys, somebody who is so confident in their greatness that they can be relaxed about it, I envy someone who's that good, that can showboat because they know how great they are.
First of all, what have we become? Look at Chris Cody.
I'm thinking as a coach. I'm thinking of as a coach, like, that could have been an error.
Greg Cody. That's what you are right
you're
now.
Right. Dude,
that's an old man take. Like,
don't screw with the results.
Oh,
you cannot do that. You want to be fun. I'm in. Let's talk basketball. You're totally fine with the how does it go on a fast break? Behind the back, around, windmill, and the guy clanks it off the rim and it goes to half court.
I'm gonna tell you exactly with an example of almost that, right? We're playing the Spurs in the playoffs, and Steve Nash, in the fourth quarter of an extremely tight game, throws not one but 2 behind-the-back passes with his left hand. They both end up in assists. And I remember saying, like, wow, why would he do such a thing? And the explanation given to me, not by Steve, but by someone else, was when you're a genius, sometimes you want to know the limits of your genius, right? And so a couple of years later, there was a play. I believe it was a playoff. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was a Laker game, though. And they're supposed to run a pick and roll, but Andrew Bynum pops and shoots a 3. And he clanks it. Mike Brown goes insane and pulls him out the game and, is going berserk. And so after the game, all the media rush over to Kobe's locker because, Kobe's probably going to rip this young guy apart about, showboating and all that stuff. And they asked Kobe, what'd you think? And Kobe said basically the same thing. It's like sometimes you want to know the limits of how good you are.
They're going to back up from each other. Players back up players. It is the rare time when a player will call out another player publicly.
Well, but Kobe on Bynum did I love the quote of Kobe when Bynum did something like that, says, hey, everyone knows I'm the dog who eats first.
I mean, like Kobe would not back him up for the player camaraderie or for the solidarity or whatever. He would rip him apart, except he understood. He was like, I was there. I was that guy where it's like, how good am I? Can I do this? Is this possible? And so from the standpoint of what Franco did, I get what you guys are saying for sure. Like the coach,
It's
Coach
like throwing,
Cody.
it's like a player driving and throwing it up off the backboard for a dunk in traffic.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
he did.
no,
It's just like
absolutely. No.
I get it. It's fun if it works out, but it's just I don't know if like
unnecessarily risky. Yes, unnecessarily risky behavior. But what I'm telling you, and I don't know how good Franco is as a player. Like
Really
Really
good.
man, that
Like,
like
really,
seeing
really,
that-
really
But
good.
I love guys who are really good, who peacock, who know they're good, show you they're good,
But
tell
then-
you
then
they're good.
peacock in a way different way than
then
that.
it's not peacocking. It's literally, I wonder if I can do this.
You think that was in his mind as he was flipping the ball? Hey, I got an idea. Let me flip the ball to myself and try to still get the runner
I
out.
bet you I could do this. I'm pretty sure.
I don't like my ally on this. Maybe
Yeah.
I should like this.
Yeah, well,
no.
he
We were
lost
about
me-
to have a moment.
He lost me at
me a
disrespects the opponent. You can actually form the argument pretty easily. Don't take unnecessary risks over an out, even though the Rays can give you about 12 outs and they'll still lead you 8-1. But on-field stuff that affects whether or not a guy gets a base, disrespecting the opponent. Get out of here.
I don't
with
like
that.
showing up opponents. It comes back to haunt you. As an executive, remember, I'm speaking to you as the executive. As a fan, if I'm one of the 2,800 people at the game looking, I'm like, wow, that's cool. I'm in. That's fun. I'm talking about as an executive. The whole behind the back and the dunk as a fan, I'd be like, oh, I hope that works. And when it doesn't and it didn't matter in the game, I'm like, what an idiot, but that could have been cool. But imagine in a one-point game, down one, a breakaway, you're alone, and you go for the windmill behind the back and you clank it and lose the game.
But that's not what happened. They won 6-1 last night.
But it could happen. It could happen.
Not to him.
It could.
That's the point of greatness, right? The point of greatness is that it could happen to you, you bum, but not to me. I'm Wander Franco.
I've counted 114 people in this stadium.
You got a long way to go.
Dave, have you ever seen anything seriously like what is happening in Oakland?
All of our home games.
That was the punchline. Come on.